I just took my camera, turned my camera off, and just there was some roadworks, and the guy was standing at the side of the road looking along the road and had told a guy to pull out from the inside. I was doing the speed limit about 33 miles an hour, and a car appeared from behind that truck and I almost hit it, but thankfully the ABS on this bike saved me. Well, that incident probably left me the most shaken of any incident of the last few years, and wouldn't you know, it happened just as I'd turned off both my cameras. So I thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to have a permanently recording system on the bike? I fit them to Dr. J's bike a couple of times, not that difficult. What put me off on the Desert X is that huge petrol tank and how to get some cables underneath it without removing the tank. We might have to remove the tank, but before I do any of that, I just want a recording system that will come on when I start the bike, turn off when I shut the bike off, no GPS data, plug and forget. And the only time I'll ever review the footage is if something happens like happened last week, so that I can look at it for myself, learn from it, find out what exactly happened, because it happened so quickly. I don't know where that car came from. I know I was in the right, but that does not make any difference. Luckily I'd slowed down and was able to stop due to the great brakes on my Desert X. Well done, Dante. It's okay. It is okay, thank you. So next time hopefully I'll have some sort of recording, but let's just hope there isn't a next time, eh? You're all going, oh, why did you have the camera on? That was content. So here's what I've chosen, a Vantrue Falcon 1 F1. I want it for 4K front. I didn't want any GPS. I just want, I didn't want any direction stuff. I've got a GPS on the bike. Hopefully it's got a 512 gigabyte card with it, because they're very, very expensive. In fact, almost as expensive as buying this. As always, the problem's going to be, no doubt, routing that front camera under the tank of the Desert X. Don't know how I'm going to do that. I guess we'll find out together. Okay, let's look in the box. See what we got in here. Right, so here's the unit itself, which is not heavy. I don't know why that box was so heavy. See where the cameras fit onto that. Leads of these. So I can situate that at the back of the bike near the battery. Just need to find the power lead, 2 camera leads. How hard can it be? Okay, so these are the components that make it up. That's a rear camera 1080p with some cable which connects it to the control unit. There is a 4K camera with some cable which connects it to the control unit. So there's your 2 cameras. There's your power lead, which is, if you look at it, a red, a black and a yellow. Black's your ground. One of the, either the yellow or the red goes direct to the battery. I think it's the red, and the yellow is your activation, which you would connect to a switched power lead, such that there's always power going to this, but it's only activated and deactivated as a current is turned on and off there. Relatively easy on my bike because it's got a 12 volt accessory port under the seat where this will be. Actually, this won't be under the seat, but we'll get onto that another day. So this is my mock-up. This cardboard box is my bike. Bear in mind, I've not powered this up yet. Let's see how it works. Now this has got a plastic case which pulls off. I think that's a heat shield, so it suggests that it gets quite warm. This thing I hate is a control unit, but I think you have to have that plugged in because I think the GPS antenna is built into that. However, I don't need GPS. I don't particularly want people recording my speed or having my speed recorded and location, so I'm going to see if I can run it without that. Once it's set up, if I can disconnect this whole thing so that it just runs without GPS and just comes on when I start the bike, goes off when I turn the bike off. That's all I want from it. I'm actually being attacked by a wasp that time of the year. Right, let's get a battery and see what happens. I should also mention that you've got your Vantrue app on your phone, which of course these days everything is done by. So I'll see how that works. The other thing is, there was no memory card with it. I suspected there wouldn't be, given the price of them these days. So I've stuck in a SanDisk Pro Extreme Pro 256GB, which I use on all my cameras. So that should be good enough. It requires is it V30? I forget what the requirement is, but it needs a high spec card, and they also recommend reformatting the card from time to time. So my intention is initially to set this up with no GPS, just auto on off when the bike is turned on, and set it in say 5-minute segments. I'll see if I can do that, but first let's just give it a test. Let's pretend this is the bike. I'll find the battery. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I've got a positive and negative connected to a battery, but I haven't used the activation lead yet, so there's nothing showing. So when I connect that to the positive, which should be the same as turning the ignition on the bike, hopefully we'll see some life. Let's see what happens. Yes, power. See it lit up. Okay, and sound. Is it recording?
Start video recording.
Oh,
Wi-Fi on.
so it's recording and it's turned the Wi-Fi on so I can use the app, which is good. And when I take it off, as though I've turned the bike off, it'll be storing that data and it should power off. All good. Right, so what I'm going to do now is just set up a better wire for that, and then see what the app does, and then see whether I can do some pretend recording, see what we get. Right, so that's first attempt. This time let's see if I can get the app working and see whether we can see what's going on. So going to attach the activation wire, which is yellow, to the positive. That's like turning ignition on. Here we go.
Start video recording. Wi-Fi on.
So hopefully that's now recording. I haven't taken the lens protectors off yet, so it'll be a bit blurred. But I wonder what we can see at the front. Oh look, there's 3 of my old bikes, each which has got a playlist. Not so much the Africa Twin, but Desert X and my 690 Enduro R. They've got playlists. See links above. Right, next job. Oh, hang on, what's that in the rear view mirror? That's not something you see every day. I'm glad I had the camera on. Oh, why have I gone for this camera? Well, last week somebody pulled right in front of me. I got my chin mount camera off and my 360 camera off, and I just thought it would be nice to have something permanently recording. So all I want from this is to turn the bike on, it to record, turn the bike off, it to save it, just in case. It's also got collision protection, so if somebody bangs your bike, it apparently records them escaping. How fast that is I don't know, but it also protects where I broke really hard. The ABS absolutely kicked in. I nearly went over the handlebars to stop from hitting this car. It would have detected that and protected that file for future use. So basically I usually do have a camera on, but on this one occasion I didn't, so I want something automated that I can fit and forget. Right, let's see what the app does, shall we? See what happens. It's detected something. So that's done. Alright, live preview so you can see what I'm recording. Front, rear camera, yeah. dropped his payload. Okay, so that all seems to work. I'm just going to try one more thing. You don't really want to be looking at the garage, but I'm going to try starting it without that controller on. So I've set my loop recording to 5 minutes. I think I've set my loop recording to 5 minutes. G-sensor, I'd like to do is turn off the GPS settings. Can I turn it off? GPS off. Right, because I don't want to use that, so it's off. That is a big chunk. Hopefully it'll work without, but if it doesn't, well. The one thing I'm going to have to do is somehow get this thin wire underneath the tank of the Desert X. It won't be the wire that'll be the problem, it'll be this chunky plug on the end. It's got a chunky plug either end. Doubt they're going to fit in. The wire itself very thin once it's threaded through, but I can't see how I'll get those through. Anyway, that's for another day. This is just basic testing for today. Right, what happens if I start it without this horrible great control lead? Can I just have it as a standalone recorder with no GPS information? That's all I want. Of course, I'm not getting any start recording or anything, so I've got no indication of it being on or off. So let's see what happens. Oh, it's recording, and it's come on. No sound, nothing. Obviously I won't get any GPS information, just the date, and that's all I want. Obviously if you want this, it will work. I will be able to fit this to my bike without using it, because I've got space where I'm going to locate this unit, so I'll probably do that, but I just want to see if I can use it without. It looks like I can. So let's see. So I'm going to magnetise this little screwdriver that was supplied with it, because the screws are tiny. Hopefully that will hold them while I take them out. One. Yep. Obviously doing this on the bike could be a nightmare. If you drop those little screws, it's bound to happen. I think it came with some spare screws I noticed in the packet. There's the SD card. I'm going to put it on the computer, see what I've got. So I've loaded the SD card into a caddy and put it onto my computer. I'd probably only do this if it was an incident like last week where somebody pulled right out in front of me just to review what happened. It happened so quickly, even now I'm not sure what happened. So I generally just leave this to overwrite in 5-minute loops, and but just showing you how it comes out. It's got an A and a B. I think A is the front, looking at the size of the files, and the B will be the rear camera. Oh, hang on. What's that in the rear view mirror? That's not something you see every day. I'm glad I had the camera on. Oh, why have I gone for this camera? Well, last week somebody pulled right in front of me. I've got my